What have you done that your parents punished you for, but it was totally worth the punishment? Please subscribe, leave a like, comment and share the video to help the channel. At my 11th birthday party, my stepsister's son, who was also 11, hit me in the back of the head with a croquet ball. On purpose. Once I stopped crying, I punched him in the face hard enough to bloody his nose. My mom spanked me for it. No regrets. He was a mean little shit who was always doing stuff then blaming it on me. After I fought back, he pretty much left me alone. And no, he didn't get in trouble for hitting me with the ball. One time, my younger brother told our mom I hit him. Just walked into my room and started screaming about me hitting him. I hadn't even looked at him. So of course, mom comes in, won't hear me at all, and immediately grounds me. My younger brother has this shitty grin on his face. And I thought, fuck it, I'm already getting punished for hitting him. So mom's like, you're grounded for hitting your brother. I turned to him and punched him as hard as I could in his sternum. He fucking dropped. Then I go, alright, I'm grounded, and walk away. Oddly enough, mom didn't say anything at that point. I like to think she realized what was up. Bonus, my brother never pulled that shit again. Consequences. I decided that they were being selfish assholes and continued to help my friend do laundry. We just made sure to limit it to 2 loads and made sure she was gone before they were home. TL. Doctor, I helped someone and was punished for it. Edit. Well, I got more attention than I thought I would, so I danced some repeated comments. I'm a girl, so no, it wasn't an issue of not wanting their son to have a girl over. Yes, my parents are borderline narcissist. This wasn't an unusual punishment or behavior for them. This was just one time where there was a clear reason for their bullshit. It wasn't an issue of money. My parents were well off. I decided that they were being selfish assholes and continued to help my friend do laundry. We just made sure to limit it to 2 loads and made sure she was gone before they were home. TL. Doctor, I helped someone and was punished for it. Edit. Well, I got more attention than I thought I would, so I danced some repeated comments. I'm a girl, so no, it wasn't an issue of not wanting their son to have a girl over. Yes, my parents are borderline narcissist. This wasn't an unusual punishment or behavior for them. This was just one time where there was a clear reason for their bullshit. It wasn't an issue of money. My parents were well off. Had a house party at 15 when my parents went away. It was a great party. Would have gotten away with it if a boy didn't break a pane of glass on my dad's greenhouse. Was only grounded for a week and went 50/50 on the pane with my twin sister. Edit. Idiot can't spell glass pane. When I was probably about 6 or 7, my stepsister had one of the dolls that pees when you give it water so you can change its diaper. So I poured water in its mouth and then blow on the doll's dick to make it spray water. I thought it was pretty funny. My dad did not. Teacher in middle school tried to write me up for Saturday school for talking during an exam when the person who had done it had already fessed up. I asked him why I had to spend a Saturday in detention when someone else had already admitted to it. He told me, do not question your elders and eat the consequences you were fed by them. So I crumbled up the pink slip and ate it in front of him. My punishment was my mother buying me a spiral notebook for dinner. I flew to Washington DC with some friends to see a concert. I told my parents I was at my friend's for the weekend. I almost got away with it too, but I left my phone at the concert venue and someone was nice enough to look into it and dial the home number and let my parents know they found my phone in DC. This was back in the day when it was basically a flip phone, so I would have preferred he stole it. Grounded for about 3 months. No phone. No computer, no TV. Eater, I went to great lengths to hide the trip from my parents too. I switched my debit card to paperless. My dad was a snoop. The flight was really early in the morning. So for a week ahead of time I went to school early every day and told my parents that I had a study group before class, so it wouldn't seem odd that I was leaving so early that one day I hid my car in a college parking lot, all to be ruined by some guy trying to do a good thing. When I was 18 I told my mom I was staying over at a nearby friend's house. Instead, I drove 4 hours away to go to a dance with my boyfriend, then stayed overnight with all my friends, including boyfriend, in a different city that was 2 hours away. Mom was not happy. I was banned from going pretty much anywhere, except work for a while. I was at this summer camp for kids 5 to 12 or so. I was one of the oldest kids at the camp. One kid had a birthday party and brought a pinata. I grabbed a bunch of chocolate candy. Then I put some in my mouth to soften it and then spit it out in front of these kids. I convinced them I didn't poop normally and this is how I pooped. Kids got freaked out and they had to call my mom to pick me up. She was fucking livid. Another time at school during the winter I brought some fake blood from Halloween to school. We had these retiree recess monitors. I laid in the snow and put fake blood all around me. I had my friend go get the monitors, and when he saw me, he fainted. My mom was a teacher at the same school and was so pissed. You got up to the same sort of hijinks an old friend of mine used to. When he was about 17 he's learned to take a hit by a car by rolling with it over the hood and up over the roof. Could still get bruised or hurt if you fucked it up, but usually it just looked cool and makes a terrific thumping sound. Anyway, one time he decides to show his then girlfriend this trick by doing this to her car as she came to pick him up at his house. As she rounded the corner, he came jogging out of the trees near the road like he didn't see her and perfectly rolled right up and over her car. Being who he was, he had those little capsules with fake blood in them and crunched them when he landed and just lay there as she got out of the car panicking. Clearly that relationship was short-lived. I pantsed my friend in junior high school and they suspended me for sexual harassment. When I got home, my dad ordered me to stand up, and then he did the unthinkable. My dad pantsed me. Edit. Pantsed. Definition. To get pantsed is to have one's pants pulled down unexpectedly, from the waist to the ankles, exposing one's underwear. My friend was hanging from the monkey bars and I couldn't let the opportunity go to waste, so I ran up behind him and pantsed him so good. Every girl in the playground started laughing at his tighty white ties. Background. We used to do this all the time to each other back in junior high school. If you were wearing sweatpants or shorts and weren't being aware of your surroundings, you got pantsed. Never would the underwear come down too. If it did, that was purely collateral damage as it was not the intention to display one's pee-pee in public. It was usually done to embarrass the victim. Nothing more, nothing less. And yes, guys and girls were subject to this tradition, but for girls it was much more rare and just a dumb thing boys do. The incident. My friend had pantsed me the day before, and I was itching for the opportunity to get back at him. We had just finished PE class and were lining up for an assembly. He was wearing shorts, so it was the perfect moment. I snuck up behind him and with one fluid motion pantsed him in front of everyone. I would say it was one of my best pantsings of all time, or at least in the top 10. He was thoroughly embarrassed, but that was the extent of it. My gym teacher, who notoriously had it out for me the whole year, noticed all the commotion and asked what was going on. Some kid piped up and snitched on me. She immediately told me to go to the principal's office. That's sexual harassment, she said. That was the first time I had even heard those words uttered. I had to go to the principal's office and explain what happened. They called my parents and slapped me with a 3-day suspension. Later that day, I came home and my parents were waiting for me in the living room. My dad was strict as hell, and I was constantly frightened of him. I sat down across from him, on the farthest seat across from him no less. He just stared at me, for what felt like hours, with his eyes burning black like the fires of hell. I was terrified. "Stand up," he then ordered. I had no idea what he was going to do. And then, he walked up, and in one fluent motion pants the living shit out of me. "You like pulling people's pants down? I'll show you what it feels like to pull people's pants down." I burst into tears, with my pants hanging down by my ankles, in total embarrassment and humility. Talk about giving someone a taste of their own medicine. The perfect punishment. After that day, I never pantsed anyone again. And I always remembered to wear a belt, or drawstring to school. Please subscribe, leave a like, comment and share the video to help the channel.